Hey folks, the purpose of this video today is to critique my archery shooting technique. It's been about 8 years since I shot a bow. Like most people that are into archery and the shooting sports and the outdoor sports, the past 2 or 3 months has given plenty of time for us to get out and enjoy a COVID-19 free environment. I've spent a lot of that time trying to retrain myself to shoot my compound bow. I felt like I was a fairly proficient shooter before 2013. And I think I have quite a ways to go before I'm back at that level again. So the purpose of this video is to analyze my technique and hopefully solicit some comments from some better archers who may be willing to share their expertise. For the past few months, I've watched online on YouTube some of the pros out there, Levi Morgan, Mr. John Dudley. These men I was not familiar with before picking up the bow again a few months ago, but I've become familiar with them, and they are superb teachers. So hopefully some of what they taught online has rubbed off on me. If it hasn't, it's not for lack of trying. So no offense to those guys, but you are superb teachers, and I appreciate all of the knowledge that you're imparting to the general public and especially to me. So what am I shooting today? This is a 2006 model Bowtech Tribute. So why am I shooting a 14-year-old bow? Well, I had very nice state-of-the-art current bows up until about 2011, and then the sky fell on my head. And so while I was away from home for a few weeks in 2011, someone came into my home and stole my brand new bows. They were very nice, brand new Bowtechs, whatever they were the current models, and they were in their cases, and they had all the accessories, and they were $2,000 or $3,000 a piece in each bow case, and they disappeared out of my house. It was shocking. So when I came home from my 2 to 3 week vacation in 2011 and found my bows gone, I was very displeased with that. So based on my economic situation that I found myself in, I bought a secondhand bow, which I thought would just be an expedient to get me through the bow season until I could get my life back on track. But some other people had some other ideas for how I was going to spend some time after that. So here I am in 2020, and I still have the same secondhand 2006 Bowtech. I recently had it restrung and retuned by a local archery shop. They did a superb job. There are a few things after watching people tune bows like Mr. Morgan and Mr. Dudley that I would like to do differently, but I'm not at that point yet, so I'm having to rely on other people to tune my equipment. Basically, what I have here is a single pin adjustable sight. You see there's no scope in it. There's no magnification. It looks like it's maybe a .019 scope. Standard hunting peep sight, no clarifier. This obscene looking thing that calls itself a stabilizer. Not sure it does any good whatsoever. I'm in the process of replacing it with a longer bar and a sidebar for balance. That seems to be required for shooting accurately at the distances that I'd like to shoot. I think it's a quad HDX. I purchased this brand new in 2011. Somehow it stayed in my box all these years. Then I recently had it installed when I had the bow retuned. I have a Scott Shark hunting style wrist trigger finger. I'm not sure what the technical name for it is, but your basic hunting release. Based on what I've seen, it's not the ticket. I need a 2-finger thumb activated release, and I'm shooting a Beeman ICS Hunter Pro with a 400 spine. My draw length is 27.5 inches. I have these little short blazer vanes on there. They're straight as an arrow. There's no helical, no twist to them whatsoever. These were the ticket, I believe, in 2011. They are probably still very functional, but apparently there are better arrows on the market because they're selling these very cheaply, and so I've purchased a few dozen as I've gone along to supplement the ones that I had remaining, and I'll continue to shoot them until I improve my technique. So again, the purpose of this video is for me to analyze myself and to hopefully solicit some comments from some better archers out there who are willing to share their techniques and critique me as I shoot. I'll be shooting several 6-shot groups from 50 yards, and I'll be looking at a host of things from my draw stroke, my draw cycle, how long it's taking me to shoot, the punchiness, do I look like I have target panic, follow through, the grip, I'm not going to be showing my stance. It's pretty much what you would expect, and anything else that I can see. So as we go along, if you see something that would be a benefit, please share the comments with me, and I welcome the comments. However, if you make inappropriate comments on my videos, rest assured that I'll delete them. And you know why. So many of you will want to say things and want to uh, perhaps challenge me in certain ways that I've seen on the internet, and I would advise you that that's a very poor idea. So let's keep it clean. And if you have something of value, something of benefit to share, I would appreciate the comments. And let's get started shooting. So where am I? I am at Refuge Farms in Georgia. I'm on the Bianchi Cup range, the practice range for practicing the NRA Action Pistol Championship. This range is used for shooting the practical event, the barricade event, and the moving target event. However, it hasn't been used for that in 8 years. Hopefully it'll be used for that again someday. So what's happening out here at Refuge Farms is coming back together very nicely. And I'll make a nice video to share with those who are familiar with this place in the future. So in the meantime, if you have comments on how to improve my archery technique, I welcome your input and I would appreciate any help that you can provide. Let's get started. That one was low right. All right, let's see how we did. All right, we're approaching the target. My first 50-yard group. Haven't shot in 2 weeks. And this is what we have. 6 shots. This one was shot number 3. I called it low right. This one pretty center was shot number 1. This one was shot number 2. Shot number 3. Shot number 4. Shot number 5. And the last shot, which was a nice 10, with shot number 6. Just switched targets. I've been shooting the shooting C's that are 6 inches. I'm having a bit of trouble with my pin covering them up, so I just switched to a little bit larger target for 50 yards, which is an 8 inch. So hopefully I'll be able to see these a little bit better and hold the pin on them. So here we go with shot number 1. Pin settles on that bullseye a lot better. The other thing that I want to analyze is how much pressure I'm putting on the string with my face. I'm trying to be very, very light and just lightly touch the kisser button to the corner of my mouth. I want to change to a nose button. The marketing for the nose button has been phenomenal. I'm seeing all these arrows being Robin Hooded. I haven't Robin Hooded any arrows, so I'm willing to try something and put it on my nose to see if that helps me shoot a little bit better. Let's try shot number 2. Shot number 2 felt a little right. Felt like I was a little punchy on the trigger that time. Not sure what was going on with that shot. I felt like I might have started to jump a little bit and maybe might have let down when I was pressing the trigger. I'm not sure, but it did not feel right. That was shot number 3. Here comes shot number 4. Shot number 4 felt good. Still feel a little punchy on the trigger. Here's shot number 5. That one broke low left. Did not feel good at all. That one was jumpy and it's windy, but it felt like it broke well. Here, so we'll see where shot is the result of group number 2 at 50 yards. And it didn't feel this good. I have to attribute the group size to the 8-inch bullseye that I'm aiming at, as opposed to the 6-inch bullseye. I was able to hold in it better. And I guess even though some of the shots didn't feel good at all, I was able to place them where they needed to be. So let's go through them. Here is shot number 1. I'm sorry, this one. This is shot number 1. And right below it, touching the veins there, is shot number 2. This high shot is shot number 3. Here is shot number 4, shot number 5, and shot number 6. So, with the exceptions of shot number 3 and shot number 5, that was actually a pretty darn good group considering what I'm shooting here. So let's try this again. All right, that second group at 50 yards on the 8-inch target, which was the first group on the 8-inch target. I didn't measure it on camera, but I'll do that from now on. So I did the finger measurement here. It's very precise. My thumbnails are calibrated. And that group was about 4 3/4 inches. So I'm going to try and do better than that. 4 3/4 inches. I didn't measure the first group on the 6-inch target, but I'll measure the groups from here on out and see how they. All right, this is my third group from 50 yards after about a 2-week layoff, and it is my second group on the 8-inch target. This is shot number 2. All right, I was a little jumpy on that one, but I felt like I got it together, and I feel like shot number 2 was really good. Here is arrow number 3, shot number 3. Shot number 3 felt good. Arrow number 4. Shot number 4 felt a little punchy. I just slapped that one as it went by the bullseye. Arrow number 5. And arrow number 6. Arrow number 6 was not good. Grab the tape measure. I can already tell that I'm going to be disappointed with group number 3. I guess if I was shooting a shotgun, that might be a decent pattern at 50 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But overall, it pretty much sucks. So I'll measure it here at the end, and I'll go through each shot now so that I can compare them when I get home. All right, let's find shot number 1. Has to be, there's number 2, shot number 1. So shot number 1 is this guy. Shot number 2 is this low shot. Shot number 3 is this low shot over here. Shot number 4 is this low right shot. Shot number 5 is this low shot. And shot number 6 is that one. Not good. So let's see if we can get a measure on this thing. I'm going to go with these two, and roughly that group is about 8.5 inches. So that was not better at all. All right, overall group number 3 sucked. It went from 4.5 inches for group number 2 to over 8 inches for group number 3. So I'll go back and analyze those shots to see if I can see what I'm doing wrong. So this will be my 4th group, and if I have to self-analyze, I think that I am chasing the pin across the target and slapping the trigger, which I think pretty much fits the definition of target panic. So I'm going to concentrate on driving the pin to the target as soon as I draw, holding it there, focusing on the pin on the target, and try and make the trigger squeeze as subconscious as I can, and let the shot surprise me with good follow-through. So I hate thinking about anything while I'm shooting, but I'm not a pro at this, and so I'm going to work at it until I become one, maybe. I forgot to say I did make a slight sight adjustment that time. It's arrow number 2. I want to go back and look at that. I felt like I was really pressing into the string that time. I started thinking about it as I was executing the shot, which is probably the last thing you need to be thinking about, but I was aware of it, and I'll try and be a little lighter on the string this time. All right, got a little jumpy that time. So we'll see where shot number 3 landed. I feel like I pulled it out. We'll just have to see. Here's shot number 4. Okay, that one felt like it broke pretty well, but we'll look at the draw stroke on that one. Arrow number 5. And arrow number 6. All right, maybe a little better. For my, I think I'm on the 4th group now. And it looks like this one might just be a little bit better. Group size wise, maybe not so much so. Looks like I'm pretty much spread across the entirety of the 8-inch center. But did make a slight sight adjustment, and it looks like that was the thing to do, because I've got 3 of the arrows in the circle area, which we'll measure and see what that is. So here is arrow number 1. Here is arrow number 2. Arrow number 3. Arrow number 4, which was a center shot. Arrow number 5, and arrow number 6 was the center shot. So I had 1, 4, and 6 in the center, and 2, 3, and 5 outside. So I'm going to call that group probably pretty darn close to 8 inches. Let's see what we get there. Okay, maybe closer to 7 inches. And these 3 in the middle. Of course, the tape measure doesn't want to cooperate. Why should it? And I'm not a pro at filming and measuring. Okay, that's about 2.5 inches. So, if I can hold that center circle at 50 yards, I'll be pretty darn stoked, because that center circle is about 3.5 inches. All right, so before I start with group number 5, group number 4 wound up being 7 inches outside to outside. 3 of the shots were inside the 3-inch center circle. So I think my goal for my practice sessions will be to hold my 6-shot groups inside that 3-inch center circle, inside the 8-inch bullseye at 50 yards. I have no idea what level that would put me at, so maybe someone can help me with that. But that's what my goal is, and so I want to try and continue to refine my technique until I figure this out. So this will be group number 5, arrow number 1. That shot felt like it broke right. Looked like it broke right. And I was all over the place with that one. The wind picked up. I held too long. I think I actually adjusted my release in the midstream. I don't know what was going on with that. And I dropped the bow, I think. So the sight was low, maybe a little right when the shot broke. So if there's one that's way outside, that would be shot number 3. Let's try shot number 4. Okay. Shot number 5. And shot number 6. That one broke left. All right, let's see how group number 5. And I'm sneaking a peek as I come up, and I see, well, I see one shot that was terrible. let's see if that was shot number 3, if I recall correctly. And there's shot number 3. I called that one. All right, and we have a 3-shot group to the right and 2 in the center 3-inch circle. So let's see which shots are which. I learned a lesson. All right, shot number 1 right here. Shot number 2 right next to it. So here's shot number 1 and 2. Shot number 3 was this low, bad shot. And shot number 4 is here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then have a little bit of a group shift with shot number 5 and shot number 6. So no Robin Hoods at 50 yards. All right, this will be group number 6, my 6th 6-shot group at 50 yards. Apparently I'm getting worse. Maybe I'm getting tired, I don't know. Here we go with arrow number 1, group number 6. A lot going on that time. Shot number 3. Shot number 4. Shot number 4 felt pretty good, looked pretty good. Shot number 5. I don't know what was going on with that. That felt very strange. Shot number 5. Looked okay. Shot number 6. All right, I'm approaching my 50-yard target for group 6 of the day, and I'm not displeased with this. Not displeased with this at all. There are 2 shots in the center circle. The rest of them are to the right, so I see a pretty consistent pattern of shooting to the right, so I might need to make a slight sight adjustment, but I'm not super displeased with that. They weren't super clean breaking shots, every one of them. A few of them felt good, so let's go through them. And here we go. All right, well, I haven't found shot number 1 yet. Here it is right here. All right, we have shot number 1. We have shot number 2, which was low left from the rest of the group. We have shot number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this group is not bad. So I'll need to go back and review what happened with shot number 2, if that was the good shot and the rest of them were bad, or if the rest of them were good and that one was bad. Not displeased with that. And getting a rough measure on this guy. Let's go from here to here. That group is a little under, well, a little over 3 inches, maybe three and a half. That way. A little under 4 that way. Looks like I'm under 4 inches. Not displeased. That is going to be my going home group. So let's go back and wrap up this training session and take it to the house and see if we can do a little self-analysis.